of the Consumer Protection Act, few rights have been described. First is your right to safety. Right to safety means to protect the consumer against the marketing of goods or services which are hazardous to life and to the property. And the second one is right to be informed. Informed means about the quantity, quality, potency, purity, the standard price of the goods and services as the consumer are purchasing them. And another is your right to choose. Right to choose means there should be what a sufficient variety so that the consumers should find out which will be the correct product for them. Next one is the right to be heard. That means if there will be any consumer case, then the consumer should have given a chance to give their presentation how they are being exploited by the sellers. Another one is your right to seek redressal. Right to seek redressal means what? If they have been exploited, then they have a right to be indemnified for that purpose. Right? So these are the few rights of the consumers.
Sir, please, please tell the right to safety, right to be informed actually with some example.
Right to be informed, that means suppose you see if you are purchasing any technical product, then you should it is the duty of the seller to explain you detail regarding how to use the product, what is the quality of the product, what are the defects of the product, and particularly if any safety measures is supposed to be taken, then how to take that. These things they should inform you. Who? The seller. The seller should inform it to the consumers. Right. Next is your right to consumer education. That means actually it is the duty of the seller to provide the consumer the details regarding the whatever the product they are offering, product or services they are offering to the consumer. They should completely educate them regarding what are the different varieties of alternatives available and what are the consequences of using these products, and if any drawbacks are there, everything they should educate the customer. That means a consumer should know everything. After that they will take any rational decision regarding whether they will purchase or not. It is not that means what hiding the consumer many things and selling them the goods is not actually as per the law. As per the law, the consumer should be properly educated. After that, the consumer will take the rational decision whether they will purchase the product or not. Okay. And now we'll discuss regarding how, if the consumer has been exploited, then how or in what forum actually they will raise the complaint. Actually, if any consumer think himself that he has been exploited, then how he will redress his problem. That is what how to solve the grievances of the consumers, right? And particularly whenever we are going through the redressal of the consumer grievances, it is a three-tier judicial redressal machinery. Three-tier means there what in the structure, at the lowest level there shall be the district forum, right? And the next level is your state council, and apex is your central council, right? So here you see the limit. That means if the price of the goods or services which you have consumed, that is less than 20 lakhs, then you can file a complaint in the district forum, right? You can file a complaint in the district forum. And if the price exceeds from 20 lakh and but does not exceed 1 crore, then the complaint can be filed before the state commission. And if it is more than 1 crore, then we can file it in the national commission. Okay. And while giving the complaint, what should be the part of the complaint? ये complaint में क्या-क्या होना चाहिए? What are the what are the contents of the complaint? First thing, the name, description, and address of the complainant and the opposite party. Second one, the facts relating to the complaint and when and where it happened. And the third thing is that if any documentary evidence in support of the allegations you have, then you should also provide in that. And last part is your the relief which the complainant is seeking. That means what the consumer actually intend to get from this appeal. Okay, so these are forming the part of the complaint. And now the complaint should be addressed to whom? The complaint should be addressed to the president of the forum, whether it will be district or it will be the state or it will be national commission, but it should be addressed to the president of the forum. And after receiving the forum, after receiving your complaint, within 21 days, it will send a copy of your complaint to the opposite party, and a direction has been given to the party, concerned party, regarding their version within a maximum of 30 days. Okay, and if that party will deny, or in case of a denial on the part of the opposite party, then the district forum will proceed in the manner which is specified under section 13. That means redressal according to their rules and regulation. They will decide the case. And in case where the goods are defective, suppose the consumer is not satisfied with the quality of the goods, then it may be required to send it for testing by the district forum. And on the receipt of the report from the appropriate laboratory, a copy of the report will be also forwarded to the opposite party. And a reasonable opportunity shall be given to the opposite party of being heard as to the correctness of the report. And then the district forum has the same power as like a civil court, and the court will decide the case as per the Civil Procedure Code 1908. Right. And now what will happen? The court shall direct to remove the defect in the goods, or replace the goods, or return the complainant the price, and give certain amount as a compensation to the complainant, and to discontinue the unfair trade practice, and not to offer the hazardous products, etc., according on the basis of the complaint. And any person who is suppose you are not that party is not satisfied with the decision of this district forum, then he can appeal to the next forum, that is state council, within 30 days of this decision. And again the same procedure shall be applicable. Again also the party is not satisfied with the decision of the state forum, then it can go for the central forum, that is central council, that is also within 30 days of the order. And appeal heard before the state or national commission shall be here and disposed of within a period of a maximum of 90 days. Is that clear regarding how to solve the cases relating to the consumer problems? Is that clear?
Yes.
Sir.
Okay. Now we'll go to the what are the councils. As you know, there are particularly 3 councils, that is what district forum, then state council, and your central council. And these councils particularly, these are established with a purpose to solve various issues of the consumers and giving directions to the parties who are involving in unfair trade practices. So here you see the objectives of this Consumer Protection Council can be summarized in few points. First, the right to protect against the marketing of goods and services which are hazardous to the life and the property. Second one, right to inform about the quality, quantity, and the purity and the standard and the price of the goods and the services which are being offered actually its objective is to protect the consumer against the unfair trade practice. And the third one is the right to be assured wherever possible to access and verify of the goods and services regarding their competitive price. That means what some people they are charging fantastic prices, but others are charging very low. So if this type of case will come to the notice, then they will also investigate into that, and they will give necessary orders uh, not to charge the fantastic prices, right? Another is that to be heard and to be assured that consumers' interest will receive due consideration at appropriate forums. So whenever the consumer will take shelter in the forums, different forums like your district or state or central forum, then actually the consumers they have a right to be heard, okay, and to be assured that their interest shall be remain protected. Okay, and the consumers they have also another right to.
For this any separate code is there?
Yes, yes, separate code. No, so these are the what district forum, then state council, and your central council.
Nani, for this consumer code will be there, na?
Consumer courts, that is the district forums. In the district forum, there shall be the consumer courts. Okay. And if you are not satisfied with the decision of these consumer courts or district forums, then you will appeal within the 30 days of the order to the state council. Then the state council shall decide, and still if you are not satisfied with its decision, then within 30 days of the order of the state council, you can go for the central council. Otherwise, they will not directly entertain you if its a threshold limit is different. That is first threshold limit is your within 20 lakh, that is district forum. More than 20 lakh to 1 crore, that is a state forum, and more than 1 crore, that is a central forum. But a party can take shelter of these higher forums if he is dissatisfied with the decision of the lower courts. Is that clear?
So your slide is not visible, sir.
Yes, yes.
Your slide is not visible, sir.
No, I am not showing any slides to you.
Okay,
Actually,
okay.
I'm not
Thanks.
giving. I'm not teaching through slides.
Sir
Okay,
is
okay.
telling from the book.
Yes, yes.
I corrected that sir is teaching us from the books.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
No, I am not teaching from the book. I have some materials, and I am going through these materials, right? Then we'll decide what. Then we'll discuss regarding your Central Consumer Protection Council.
Can you share all these materials?
Yes. These all are in the materials which is meant for you and which is supplied to you also. Everything is there. I am not going beyond that. Okay, everything is in the material, and whatever is in the material, just I am discussing with you. Okay, so Central Consumer Protection Council. So these councils has been established by the central government, and here you see it's a maximum number of members shall be 150. Okay, and its chairman is your the minister of consumer affairs. The Ministry of Consumer Affairs shall become the chairman of this council, and many other persons or other dignitaries they have been selected to this forum by the who are nominated by the central government, and the terms of this council is 3 years, and this council actually monitor the implementation of the recommendations of the council, and the central government may constitute many standing or working group from these members, and these members also shall act as a separate small councils. They will decide various cases regarding your consumer protection. Okay, and these council must meet at least once in a year, and the time, venue, and everything shall be decided by the chairman as he thinks fit. So this is all regarding your Central Consumer Protection Council. Is that right? What is the maximum number of members? 150, including your
150.
chairman. And who shall be the chairman? The minister who is in charge of consumer affairs, Ministry of Consumer Affairs shall become the chairman, and its tenure is a maximum 3 years. And this council can also appoint several small councils constituting few members of these councils who will also decide over these consumer cases. And this council must have at least one meeting, and the time and venue of this meeting shall be decided by the chairman. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
So next one is
Yes,
your
sir.
State Consumer Protection Council. So State Consumer Protection Council, it is also constituted in the same way as that of the Central Council. Here you see the chairman shall be the minister who is in charge of the consumer affairs in the state government particularly. And its a number of a member, there is no limit of the number of members. That is why as the number of members which will be decided by the government, that shall constitute. And this forum particularly, they will also at least 2 meetings every year. And what shall be the time and the place of this meeting, that shall be also decided by the chairman. Okay, and they will whatever the complaint directly, that means beyond 20 lakh to 1 crore, that shall be directly decided. Otherwise, any complaint against the decision of the district forum shall be decided by this council. Is that clear? And the next one is your District Consumer Protection Council. Here you see who shall be the chairman. The collector of the district acts as its chairman, and such members and other officials and non-officials as represented by the government. And they particularly decide the cases whose threshold limit is up to 20 lakh. And any aggrieved party who is not satisfied with the decision of these district consumer courts or district forums, then they can go for appeal to the next forum. All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we'll discuss regarding the findings of the district forum and appeal. So after proceedings conducted under section 13, the district forum is satisfied that the goods which are complained against suffer from any of the defects which are specified in the complaint, or that any of the allegations which are given by the complainant are true to the best of his knowledge and ability, then they will give the direction to remove the defect which are pointed out by the appropriate laboratory. And even they can give direction to replace the goods with the new goods, or even they can also give the order to return the complainant the price of the goods, or sometimes they also may give order to give certain compensation to the party which the party has suffered. And in most of the cases, actually, they are giving direction to remove the defect in the goods or deficiency in the service which they have provided. And they also give the direction to discontinue the unfair trade practice which they are making. And various other directions they are even giving, like not to sell or deal with the hazardous goods for sale, and withdraw any hazardous goods from being offered to sell. And sometimes they also seize the manufacture of hazardous goods. So these are the few findings of your these consumer forums. Okay, and a few more are there. These are almost all they have the same or similar property. Next is your Environment Protection Act. Environment Protection Act 1986. Why there is a need of this Environment Protection Act? You know the present scenario regarding Delhi and even in Odisha, that is Bhubaneswar also, the pollution, environment pollution. If we're not able to protect our planet from this environmental pollution, then we cannot survive definitely in the near future. And actually, its need has been understood from the very early period. That is why this act has been enacted in 1986. Okay, it was enacted with the main objective to provide the protection and improvement of the environment, and for matters which are connected therewith. The Constitution of India also provides the protection of environment under Article 48A. Article 51A further provides that every citizen shall protect the environment. That means it is the duty of every citizen of our country to protect the environment. Okay, now let us discuss few objectives of this Environment Protection Act. The first is to implement the decisions which are made at the UN Conference on Human Environment held at Stockholm in June 1972, and to act a general law and to enact a general law on the areas of environment protection which were left uncovered by existing law, and to coordinate the activities of various regulatory agencies under existing law, and to provide for the creation of an authority or authorities for environmental protection, and to provide a deterrent punishment to those who endanger human environment, safety, and health. So these are the few objectives of this act. Then few definitions are given regarding environment. One of the definition I am giving you, what is environment and what is environmental pollutants. So environment includes water, air, and land, and the interrelationship of that exists among the between the water, air, and land, and human beings, other living creatures, plants, microorganisms, and property. So this definition is not exhaustive, but an inclusive one. That means some new things can also be added to the definition. This is regarding your environment. Another is the environment pollutant. Pollutant means what? It may be solid, liquid, or gaseous substance which is a present such concentration as may be or tend to be injurious to the environment. These are your pollutants. And what is pollution? Environmental pollution means the presence in the environment of any environment pollutant. That means if the environment pollutants will present in the environment and what more than the prescribed quantity, then it tends to environment pollution. Next is your hazardous substance. Means any substance or preparation by reason which by the reason of its chemical or physical properties handling is liable to cause harm to human beings or other living creatures, plants, microorganisms, and property or environment. So these are the few definitions. Now we'll discuss regarding the power of a central government to take measures to protect and improve the environment. As you know, by the articles, different articles of the Constitution, the government has been empowered to frame rules regarding the protection of the environment. First one is under this act or the rules made thereunder, and the second one is under any other law for the time being in force which is related to the objective of that. That means if any other acts are or other laws are there in which there is such a certain provision to protect the environment, then that can also be considered. Now we'll think about the powers of the court. actually the different courts have been empowered to decide over these cases, and the Act does not curtail the power of the Supreme Court. It has from time to time in various matters issued directions and orders to control the pollution. Some important cases are here. One is a direction issued to the control vehicular pollution. It was a case in Mehta versus Union of India in 1998. It was a case which was filed in the Supreme Court. In order to control the chaotic traffic conditions and vehicular pollution, the Supreme Court issued the following direction. First, all commercial or transport vehicles which are more than 20 years old should be phased out and not permitted to play in the Delhi after October 1998. And all such commercial transport vehicles which are 17 to 19 years old shall not be permitted to play in the National Capital Territory, that is Delhi, after 1998. And such of the commercial or transport vehicles which are 15 and 16 years old shall not be also permitted to play after December 31st, 1998. So these are the few orders given by the Supreme Court for the for this case, particularly regarding protection of the environment. Then another case was for the protection of a coastline of India. That is in Indian Council for Environmental Legal Action versus Union of India 22. The Supreme Court actually in this regard given the order that that it would be the duty and responsibility of the people or coastal states and union territories in which the states exist to see that the notification which is issued by the Supreme Court declaring the coastal stretches should be properly and duly implemented. And this the coastline, 600 kilometers long coastline is there, particularly our country, and that is why the order which is given by the Supreme Court now duly implemented, and further various restrictions on the setting up and expansion of industries, operations, or process, etc., in the regulation zone should be also strictly enforced by the government after the decision of the Supreme Court. These are the few court decisions, and a few other cases are also there. One is Vellore Citizen Welfare Forum versus Union of India and others. Here you see the polluter principle as interpreted by the Supreme Court means that the absolute liability for harm to environment extends not only to the compensate the victims of the pollution, but also the cost of restoring the environmental degradation. Here also necessary directions has been given by the Supreme Court to protect our coastline and also to the environment. So these are the few decisions. Then let us understand what is the prevention, control, and abatement of environment pollution. That means actually how to control. For this purpose, actually different guidelines have been issued by the government to protect the environment, and the laws has been framed to see that whether each and every citizen they are strictly following these rules and regulations for the protection of the environment. And it is also the duty of the citizens to intimate the fact of such occurrence. If anywhere you are finding that there is some people are creating pollution, then you can also intimate in the appropriate forum, and it will be these cases shall be heard. Now we'll discuss regarding the penalties. These penalties have been decided under section 15, which provides for the penalties for contravention of the provisions of the Act, as well as the rules, orders, and directions. Here you see whoever fails to comply with the any rules which are framed by this Act or contravenes any of the provisions, then the Act it shall be punishable with the imprisonment for a term which may extend to 5 years, or with a fine which may extend to 1 lakh rupees, or with both. Okay, that means imprisonment up to 5 years and fine up to 1 lakh, and sometime both. In case the failure or the contravention, it will continue. Then with the additional fine, which may extend to 5,000 rupees for every day during which such failure contravenes or contravention continues. And if the failure or contravention continues beyond a period of 1 year after the date of conviction, then the offender shall be punishable with the imprisonment for a term which may extend to 6 years, or sorry, to 7 years. Now we'll discuss regarding the offenses by the companies. If these type of offenses, that means environmental pollution, or trying to what harm the environment, what shall be the offenses by the companies? So offenses by the companies are dealt with under section 16. These are coming under the section 16. Here you see the any officer who is empowered by the company to frame the rules and regulations regarding the company, he shall be actually liable under this act. If the mistake has been done innocently, that means without the knowledge, then the party is concerned to prove himself that he, due to his ignorance, actually this type of offense has been made. Then that person may be excused, may not be liable to any punishment. But where this offense is committed with the consent, then it is attributable to the punishment, that is it may be fine, penalty, imprisonment, and anything. And here you see the director, manager, secretary, or other officers of the company or such person shall be deemed to be the guilt of the offense. Is that right? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
This act is very simple. That is why there is nothing more to understand. Few important things I am discussing with you. It is a very simple act. Nothing to understand here. Okay. Then cognizance of offense, bar or jurisdiction of the civil court. As per section 19 of this, no court shall take cognizance of any offense under this act except on a complaint made by. That means that directly they will not accept any complaint. Okay.
Actually, what does it mean, sir?
That means suppose you see suppose you are finding that a particular company is making the pollution in the atmosphere, right? Then you cannot directly put a complaint. You cannot directly put a complaint, or nobody will receive this complaint. For that, there is a proper procedure. What is the procedure that I am telling now? First, you see the central government or any authority or officer authorized in this behalf by that government, or any person who has
Sir,
given.
actually, what is the meaning of cognizance?
Cognizance means acceptance of the case. Okay, that means suppose you will file a case, then anybody will be there to take over that case, na? That is what a cognizance of the offense. Okay, that means these type of cases are not directly taken by the courts or the different forums. For that, there is a special provision. Okay, and for this purpose, actually, you see the National Environment Appellate Authority. National Environment Appellate Authority is there. It was set up as an independent body to address the cases in which environmental clearance granted by the Ministry of Environment are challenged. इसका मतलब क्या हो रहा है? So suppose the government has made a certain rule, and as other parties they are breaking that rule, right? Or somebody are challenging that whatever the decisions given by the government regarding this water pollution, they are wrong. That means you need to challenge them. Okay, in that cases particularly, the National Environmental Appellate Authority is there. National Environment Appellate Authority. Okay, it was established on January 13, 1997. Here the President of India is the apex authority, right? So during the parliament session, actually wherever it is feasible, according to the direction of the President of India, these challenges, whatever the challenges have been in written given to the President of India through the National Environment Appellate Authority, they will discuss these cases. Okay, and these type of cases shall be discussed in the parliament, and due approval shall be taken, and the necessary rules and regulations shall be made how to protect the environment, particularly whatever these type of complaints they will receive from the public. Okay, that means these are called particularly what public cases. Okay, and to hear the appeals with respect to restriction of areas in which any industry, operation or process or class of industries are facing through. Okay, and here you see any aggrieved person. Any aggrieved person means any affected person may file an appeal within 30 days of a passing of an order granting environment there. Wherever any order has been given granting environment clearance to any person or any party, then that party can be. I'm finding certain disturbances in the class. Please stop these discussions.
Sorry, madam, please mute.
Okay, now you see, on the basis of these discussions in the parliament, the decisions shall be given and the necessary orders will be passed to protect our environment. And these will be also signed by the president over the parliament, and these shall become the laws for the country regarding your for the protection of the environment pollution, right? So this is all regarding your Consumer Protection Act. Any doubts? Anybody having any doubts?
Sir, please tell something about
Yes.
Central Consumer Protection Council.
Very good, very good. Okay, good question. Actually, you see, Central Consumer Protection Council has been established by the central government, and the very purpose is to to advise the central government in framing the rules regarding the consumer protection. And the few cases which threshold limit is more than 1 crore. If any consumer case is there which threshold limit is more than 1 crore, that shall be decided through these Consumer Protection Council, Central Consumer Protection Council. How it will be constituted? Its maximum number of a member is 150, including its chairman. And who shall be the chairman? The central minister who is in charge of the Ministry of Consumer Affairs shall become the president of this council, right? Apart from that, other members are also selected members. They are also dignitaries, particularly in the field of the marketing or law, so that they can give their verdict. And these council, what they also sometimes constitute small councils constituting few members of these Central Consumer Protection Council. They will decide over the various consumer cases whose threshold limit is more than 1 crore. And apart from that, whatever the dissatisfied peoples, those who are not satisfied with the decision of the State Consumer Protection Council, they are also giving the appeal, and their cases will also be decided by the Central Consumer Protection Council. Is that clear? And you see, these a council, that means meeting of the council shall be at least once in a year, and the venue and what a time, everything shall be decided by the chairman.
Sir. Okay, sir.
Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. And you see what are the important questions from this actually regarding the redressal mechanism. The redressal mechanism is a three-tier system under Consumers Act. First is your district forum, next is your state commission, and third one is your national commission. Okay, and here you see the complainant. What is the limit, threshold limit? 20 lakhs, up to 20 lakhs is the threshold limit for district forum. Then 20 lakhs, more than 20 lakhs and less than 1 crore, it shall be the threshold limit of the state commission. And the national commission, its threshold limit is more than 1 crore. And when national commission, they will decide over the cases. So their number maximum it will consist of 4 members, right? And what is the time limit? Within 30 days. Suppose you are not satisfied with the decision of the district forum, then within 30 days of the order, you should appeal in the state commission. And if you are not satisfied with the decision of the state council, then within 30 days of its order, you can go for the national commission. Is that right?
Right, sir. Yes, sir. Right, sir.
And regarding environment protection, it is not so difficult thing. Everything is very clear. So you just read and remember them. Okay, so we have completed your Consumer Protection Act and Environment Protection Act. Both the acts we have completed. And now what is left for us? That is Sales of Goods Act, Belmont and Place. These two things are left for us. And another Information Technology Act is also there, IT Act. Okay, another 2 classes are there. We'll try to complete them within the stipulated time. So today, now I think time is there for the wrap up, because I have also another class in the department and I am supposed to attend that. If anybody having any issues?
Sir, one question. Sir, any complaint regarding e-commerce company where we lodge investigation?
Then
Okay.
you see, just according to the threshold limit, if it is the amount of the goods and services which are consumed, if it is less than 20 lakhs, then you can go for the district forum. And particularly district forum means where both the parties are related. That means suppose in which district the offense has been made, you should appeal in that district forum. Okay. And this district forum will decide the case. Again, if you are not satisfied, then you can go for the higher forums.
If their office is not there in our district where we are lodging our complaint.
Is that audible?
Yes, sir. If the company's office was not there in district where we lodge our complaint, so
that is not important. You see, suppose you are in Bhubaneswar and you have done online transaction. Okay, and the online transaction through which you have done, that is, suppose their office is at Delhi, it does not matter. But you have consumed the services or goods in Bhubaneswar and you are affected, so that you can file a suit in the Bhubaneswar district forum.
right, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Any more issues?
Sir, please elaborate briefly penalties and offense. Penalties and offense both.
Okay. Very good thing. Actually,
Yeah.
These penalties and offense according to which act? Consumer Protection Act or Environment Protection Act? These penalty, all these prosecution penalties, these are for the 2 acts actually mentioned separately. For which act you need to understand? For the Consumer Protection Act or for the Environment Protection Act?
For the environment, sir, environment.
for the Environment Act. You see, for the Environment Act, actually it depends upon the nature of the act which is done by the company, and there are actually no fixed limit. That means what the authority can decide according to the depth of the case. How much it is affected, how much environment has been affected, but they have made certain limits. Those I have also discussed with them. You see, it will be the imprisonment for the term which may extend to 5 years. Okay, imprisonment for a term which may extend to 5 years. That means it may be 1 year, it may be 2 years, but its maximum is 5 years. And with a fine which may extend to 1 lakh. That means the maximum imprisonment period is 5 years, and a maximum fine or penalty, it is maximum is 1 lakh, or it may be both sometime. But you see, if this that is failure contravenes continuously, that means if it is a continuous, suppose you have done the same mistake, and again you are committing the same mistake, that means the contravention continues. If the contravention continues, then there will be additional fine which may extend to 5,000 rupees for every day during which the failure or the contravention continues. Suppose any company is allowing its industrial waste to mix with the any suppose river, then suppose the government has given order and the fine and the penalty already fixed, but still the company continues the same mistake, then additional 5,000 rupees fine for every day during which such failure contravenes. Okay, and if this failure or contravention continues beyond a period of 1 year after the date of the this conviction, then the offender shall be punishable with imprisonment for a term which may extend to 7 years. Is that clear regarding the penalty?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, very clear.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so now I think it's the time to wrap up the class. So thank you all for being in the class. Okay,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
sir.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
Okay, thank you very much.
Have a good day.
Good day.